Welcome to New Strength. I'm Christina Cook-Lee. New Strength is a daily devotional offering hope and encouragement to people who are trying to get and stay free from depression and or dependency. I would encourage you to read along with me. If you're viewing directly on YouTube, check the description area below the screen for instructions on how you can. Thanks for joining me. Our topic is bitterness. The focus, unfulfilled expectations. The scripture, 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 5b through 6 from the New King James Version of the Bible. God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Therefore humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. Shattered dreams are a good enough reason to be bitter. All of us have had some dreams that either didn't come to pass or didn't turn out the way we had hoped they would. What's worse, the knowledge that something you wanted never happened, or the experience of having something you wanted, but then it was ripped away from you? Let's face it, both experiences are heartbreaking. They're both examples of unfulfilled expectations. As with so many other things, memories of unfulfilled expectations can follow you around like a shadow. Practically anything reminds you of that thing you so desperately hoped for. Your mind doesn't seem to be able to accept the fact that the possibility for resolve is gone, and there is no going back. It's hard to get relief from your suffering when you feel you've been treated unfairly by God. You look around yourself and wonder why he hasn't done what you wanted him to do. You're puzzled that he would even allow some of the things you've had to walk through. The pain and puzzlement you feel in regard to your unfulfilled expectations are natural human responses. Resentment and bitterness are common reactions to disappointment. The challenge is to learn to identify our human responses and consider what the godly response would be. In other words, what would Jesus do? 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 5 says that God resists the proud. Bitterness is a form of pride. Recognizing that God may be resisting you might tempt you to become even more bitter. But the point is, bitterness and pride are roadblocks to healing. So if you are humble enough to believe that you need God's help, you are going to have to humble yourself a little bit more and be willing to admit you may have a problem with pride. Maybe you would differ with this line of thinking and claim that you pray all the time for him to help you get over this situation. You may not see the fact that your feelings are hurt as pride. You may say, well, how could they not be hurt? But choosing to be hurt is pride. Consider this concept. What if you didn't allow your feelings to be hurt? What if you didn't allow those unfulfilled expectations to affect your peace and joy? Granted, it might be a very hard thing for you to accomplish, but what if you chose to roll those hurt feelings over onto Jesus? Just as he said, "Come unto me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Rest sounds good, doesn't it? You can want rest from bitterness and resentment, but you have to be willing to cast your cares upon the Lord in order to get it. If you don't cast your cares on him, that shadow will just keep following you around, and it will keep stealing your healing. God cares for you. He really does. He wants you to be free. He actually wants to exalt you, and he will if you will humble yourself under his mighty hand and lay down your pride. Lay down your disappointment. Lay down your unfulfilled expectations. Just lay it all down. You've laid it down before, but you keep picking it back up. You need to lay it down and leave it there, once and for all. There are many things God is waiting to do for you. He has dreams too. He dreams of you being happy and whole. He dreams of you being able to dance in the light of his presence, where there are no shadows, just beautiful, pure, white light that's full of healing and joy. Put your hands out in front of you. Make them into a cup. Picture that unfulfilled expectation as a sacrifice that's in your hands. As you're holding that sacrifice of unfulfilled expectation out in front of you, see yourself giving that burden to Jesus. Just reach out and give it to him. He wants to take it. but you have to be willing to hand it over to Him. Just let Him take it, and then don't take it back, ever again. Declaration: I will find new strength by recognizing bitterness as pride. I am willing to humble myself under the mighty hand of God. By an act of my own will, I am handing over the burden of my unfulfilled expectation to Jesus. I know I need the peace and joy my life has lacked. I confess that the disappointments I have suffered have been the result of wanting my will instead of God's will. Even though I don't understand His will, I choose to accept it. Thanks for taking the time to listen. I would really appreciate it if you would like this segment, and if you wouldn't mind, please share it with someone else who might also benefit from it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the New Strength Devotional channel on YouTube or on WordPress, and then a link will come to you every day in your email with a segment like this. And if you're already a subscriber, I'll look forward to meeting with you again tomorrow. My prayer is that you will find new strength day by day and endless blessings. I'm Christina Cookley.